What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Chicken Bone Alley. What's going on? I'm David Rogers, as all of y'all know. You know, speaking of, I thought it was pretty funny. I don't know if y'all have seen it yet, but these AIs that's coming up, you know, now have Meta AI, which is Facebook's version, all that stuff. I just thought about this because I just said my name. I just looked up on it. I was like, hey. You know, because you ask it to tell you about all this stuff. I was like, I wonder if it knows what Chicken Bone Alley is. Yeah, it does. It knows what Chicken Bone Alley is, knows about Chicken Bone Alley podcast. I think it listed everybody we've ever had on here before as a host, except for me. It had no clue who I was. That might be a good thing. I don't know. Chuck, what's going on, man? Glad you joining in tonight. I hope everybody tunes in this evening. We got a good show on tap here. We got a couple guests coming on here, but let's go ahead real quick before we get into everything, and let's go catch some of our great sponsors real quick.
Are you ready to unleash the true potential of your ride? Tired of feeling held back? It's time to experience the Pro Fabrication difference. At Pro Fabrication, we don't just build headers and exhausts. We engineer performance. Crafted with precision from high-grade materials, our systems are designed for one thing: maximum power. Feel the instant increase in horsepower and torque. Hear the deep, aggressive rumble that turns heads. Our expertly designed headers optimize exhaust flow, while our performance exhaust systems deliver that signature sound that you crave. But it's not just about power and sound. Pro Fabrication means durability you can trust. Built to withstand the toughest conditions, our headers and exhaust are an investment in long-lasting performance. Whether you're hitting the track, conquering the trails, or just cruising the streets, Pro Fabrication gives you the edge. Experience smoother acceleration, improved field efficiency, and that unmistakable feeling of pure driving exhilaration. Don't settle for less. Upgrade to Pro Fabrication headers and exhaust today. Pro Fabrication headers and exhaust. Quality that wins. Tired of leaving performance on the table? Ready to dominate the track? For decades, Earl Ramey Racing Engines has been the secret weapon of champions. We don't just build engines. We craft precision, engineered powerhouses designed for one thing: victory. From meticulous machining to expert assembly, every Earl Ramey engine is built with uncompromising quality and a passion for speed. We understand the demands of racing, and we deliver the reliability and raw power you need to cross the finish line first. Whether you're tearing up the asphalt or conquering the dirt, Earl Ramey Racing Engines provides the competitive edge you've been searching for. Don't just race, conquer. Contact Earl Ramey Racing Engines today and let us build your winning machine.
Alrighty. We got a lot to talk about this week. A lot of stuff going on around here. A lot of stuff going on in the world of racing. But we want to go first here to a young man that we've had on here before. Glad to have him back. Winner from Ace Speedway this past weekend in Cars Tour, Mr. Landon Lewis. Landon, what's going on, buddy?
Oh, nothing much. How about yourself?
Man, it's another day in paradise, another Monday.
I feel you. We're still at the shop, working away. So,
you don't slow down, do you, man? You go win big races like that, and you're right back in the shop working. I guess that's why you're winning.
Yeah, they're not easy. So all of our guys are still here working hard and trying to get ready for North Wilkesboro to be most prepared as we can possibly be. So, working hard to try to have another good run.
Man, I want to first of all commend you on a great run and a great win there. But something you just talked about, man, just working in general. Dude, I want to tell you, and I like seeing young men like yourself doing this, man. And I've talked to you at the racetrack. Even when you're not racing, man, if you can be there working on something, you're there. You are there working on Keelan's car if you need to be, or whatever else y'all got going on with Kevin Harvick bunch, and man, it's just hard work and learning your craft there.
Yeah, thank you for that. It's definitely not easy. Knowing if someone told me this was easy, they were lying. And it's a grind every day. I had a couple people, more than a couple people, text me, but there was a couple that text me, and they're like, "Congratulations," and I'm like, "Yep, thank you." But it all starts fresh on Monday, and we all said that when we got to the shop on Saturday night. We unloaded the car and kind of celebrated a little bit, and then we all looked at each other and said, "Work starts on Monday for the next week." Next week, so just you never stop grinding with it. With the car store side, you can have a good weekend and then the next you show up and have a miserable, terrible weekend. So, it's the highs of highs and the lows of lows. And we experienced that last year winning at Wake, and then we showed
Yeah.
up to Florence and we were terrible. So, it's just one of those situations where you gotta take it all in when it's there, and never know where the next week could bring you.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you, and you talk about the highs and lows, but the highs and lows are minuscule far as time wise at these Cars Tour races. Now we were sitting there. I was over at Florence actually. I was helping some buddies over there, but we were checking out all the Cars Tours time and everything. And dude, we looked, and it was like 1/10 of a second difference. 1/10 from first to I think it was like 17th. That is insane.
Yeah, I looked at it yesterday, and I looked at it and said a tenth and a half would put you dead last.
Yeah.
So that's a blink of an eye when you're going 90 plus. So it's not like you said. It's the highs and the lows, and you could be on the low end really fast.
Yeah, for sure. So man, tell us a little bit about it. I mean, obviously, for that, tell us a little bit, about your season so far. I mean, it's still relatively early in the season, but these races are ticking by. So, up to this point, what does it felt like for you?
Yeah, I mean, they go by fast, like you just said. It's hard to believe we're already on the fifth one, and it's just gone by so fast. But we've had honestly a really good year so far. If I told all my guys this before we went to Ace this weekend. I said, if you'd have told me this, we were at this point last year, I'd have told you you're crazy. We're definitely a lot better off than where we were last year at this point in the season for sure. And we just have been working hard to try to, just knock out those solid finishes. We started off the year pretty rough at New River. We changed pretty much everything but the driver and the car, and we thrashed to try to get it to go faster. We just could not figure out anything, and we ended up driving up to fifth from dead last, and we actually had a transmission come apart on us in qualifying. So we had to start dead last, and we drove from dead last to fifth, and I made a mistake and put us in a hole, and I think that's our worst finish is 11th now. So Wake was really good. We qualified good and just kind of had to get ourselves up there. I started the race off, and I kind of was trying to be not like that guy that kind of used everybody up. And unfortunately, with that racetrack and how it races, you kind of have to be a bully at some point. And, I hate to be that way, and I don't like to drive that way at all. But when you're kind of getting used up, you kind of have to give it a little bit back. So Wake was really good. Come out with a fourth, and then we went to Cordele, which is a new racetrack for everyone. Yeah. And that was definitely an awesome racetrack to go to with the late model stocks, just like I kind of thought it would. I thought it would race really, really good, and we qualified terrible. And about 20, 25 laps in, I got shoved 3 wide and went to the top, and I found an outside groove that everyone talks about, and Bubba Paula runs that line really well around there. Yeah. And here we go around the top, and we drove all the way up to fifth, so fourth that night. So it was really cool to run the top and pass Dale. That was really cool, and having him come up to me after the race and ask me how I was doing it. So that was really cool to be able to race with him and all the competitors. And then Orange County, once again, we qualified terrible, and we found the top again, and we ended up driving up and finishing really good there. So just trying to take advantage of all the little mistakes for sure.
So I wanted to ask about Cordele real quick because I watched a little bit of that race. And I was like, man, that track reminds me a little bit of like Florence. Did it race like it?
Honestly, it did. It was funny because Chad McCumbee actually called me that week, and we were talking about a couple things that we're trying to work with. And he's like, "What do you think of how it's going to race?" I said, "Honestly, we're going to show up just like we raced Florence. I think it's going to be just like that." I tested their super for Josh Berry 2 years ago, gotcha. And I thought it raced and kind of honestly drove like Florence. So I thought it was pretty close to Florence, honestly, just a little bit different characteristics, which every short track has. But I thought it was pretty similar for sure.
Cool. Well, that's good enough. So man, what I have a question I have for you, man, is obviously you're able to pick up a win last year at Wake. This year, so far at Ace. Hopefully, there's many more to come.
Yes, hopefully.
But what is it about those tracks you think that you take a liking to? And I looked at it and I told somebody the other night, I was like, man, as good as he was or is still in legend cars, I mean, does it feel like it's one of those tracks you just kind of have to jump in there and manhandle like a legend car a little bit, or what is it?
Honestly, it's funny you say that because me and my crew chief were just talking about it yesterday, and we said that if we would have picked one race out of the year that we thought we would win it, not be Ace. Because we've honestly haven't been terrible there, and we won there last year with Brent, but we didn't have the best car. And I thought we would obviously have a good shot for sure, but I didn't think we would be stellar as good as we were for sure. Ace was one of those places that I said I didn't think we would win at earlier this year. And we unloaded and just honestly weren't very good off the truck. We weren't very good, and we just worked on it. And Rodney and Miles really put their heads together and come up with some really good calls. And we made some really good adjustments and took a okay car to an excellent car. And it was a joint effort from everyone, and it was just really cool to get that win around Ace and kind of knock that off early in the year.
Well, real quick, you just mentioned it. Obviously you've got a great crew behind you always, but there was, like you just said, there was another hit on that pit box this week with Rodney Childers, and we all know, I mean, that he's had a lot of dealings with Kevin in the past and helped them start up their late model program. But man, what was that like having him up there helping y'all out?
I mean, it was obviously cool having someone like that with that knowledge and that, I guess, support from everyone. Really, me and my driver coach were just talking about it this morning, and I've honestly never heard a negative thing about him, and I feel like that's the reason why. Is just he's willing to help in any situation he can, and it's just awesome to have him around. If you'd have told me that he'd have been at the racetrack last week helping us, 2 months ago, I'd have told you you're crazy. And unfortunately, the situation he was in a couple of weeks ago obviously sucked, and I hate to see that for him, his family, and everything he's going through right now. But having him at the racetrack was just awesome. It's crazy because we were at the track on Friday, and we had, I thought, a really good car at that point. And I walked up to him. I'm like, "What do you think? How do you think the car is?" And he looked at me and goes, I think it's all right. And I'm like, okay, perfect. Like that's awesome. Like, okay. And it's just the way he handles things. I mean, he's so monotone with everything he does. He's so calm with every situation you get in, and he just never overreacts with things. And I think that just helped us as a team this weekend. Like you said, I have amazing people around me. Kevin Delana, all my crew guys. I mean, we work countless hours to make these cars go around the racetrack and not have problems. And they've done an awesome job this year. I'm not going to take that from them. They've done an excellent job. Sure. And just adding Rodney to the roster was just another tool in the toolbox. And he just obviously took it to the next level. And it showed everyone that we can do this no matter who's with us.
For sure. All right, so let's get to the race here, the actual race. Man, it was obviously you had a upfront view for most of it. Thank goodness, because in the back it got a little crazy. About mid-back and back it got crazy, man. Do you think, I mean, just looking at it, do you think it was kind of everybody was set on keel because of weather coming in, or just that track just promotes crazy?
I mean, it promotes crazy, obviously. I mean, it's a short track. Every track promotes crazy, and we can expect that going in. I mean, if you come out of there without a scratch, you didn't race hard enough. I mean, I won the race and had a really dominant car, and I left there with the right front fender messed up. So if you come out of there with nothing scratched, you didn't race hard enough. And, the race went really good. I thought, at the beginning of the race, we were sitting on the pit road, and I said, well, this is about to get crazy just because of the rain and everything that was in the area. It just kind of threw everyone for a curveball. We went from racing at nighttime to racing during the day. So the rain kind of threw everyone for a curve, and we'll start with qualifying. I mean, qualifying, we have struggled the last 2 weeks with qualifying. I mean, we have been terrible, to be honest with you. And we just worked on it all week to get that car really good for qualifying, and it just showed in the race, obviously. Yeah. And we ended up qualifying 5th, but I told the guys, I said, if I wouldn't have messed up, we would have qualified on the pole. I messed up really, really big, and we still ended up 5th. So I told them, I said, that goes to show you how good this race car is, and we're going to make the best of it tonight. And went out there, started the race off. We started 5th, got up to 3rd really early on, and got about 15 laps in that run, the first run, and I just started clicking them off. Really good lap times, and ran up the 03, and then Connor obviously had the flat right front tire. That kind of shook everything up, and started on the bottom, kind of got shuffled back to third again, and then picked outside and had a Ron Hornaday restart and was able to clear her on the outside on the start, and that really just set the race right there. It's funny because we're short track racing. You wouldn't think air would matter, but it does.
That's crazy.
Because the moment I got to the lead, I had a different race car. It was awesome. I mean, it was the best car I've ever had. And we were running up, and I got to lap traffic, and I said, okay, what do I do now? Like, I've never been in this situation. So got it to lap traffic and got about 2 car lengths away from lap traffic, and the car changed drastically, just like that. And I went from being a really good race car to a really tight race car. So it just goes to show you, once you qualify in that hornet's nest, it's really hard to get out of it. And we just had a really solid night, and we were able to put all the pieces together to get the win.
Well, I do want to ask you real quick, and I know we're talking about you a lot, but Lainey Bice, she was, first female to lead laps up there, like she did, and y'all had some great racing together, I thought. What is it like with you and, other rookies out there, quote unquote? I mean, obviously these people have been racing a long time, but you see everybody that's racing so hard back there, and it's like, man, look at the young bloods up front. It makes me excited for the Cars Tour and just for the sport in general. And how's it feel? I know it's just you're racing somebody else, but do you ever sit back and look at that and be like, man, this is coming around?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely the sport is just getting younger. We talked about Keelan earlier. Yeah. I mean, he's so young, and it's crazy how young everyone is. And, me being 19, I feel like the old man out there sometimes racing against a bunch of these kids, especially when I was Legend Car Racing. That was a big thing. And obviously now you have some adults, some 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds. So the sport is definitely getting younger. And talking about Lainey, she drove a really good race. I was really happy for her to have a good run. Sure. She deserved it. Lee's a really good guy, and his cars are really good. Winning the championship last year, and in the 5th race of the year, so it's still super early. But we'll keep plugging away, and obviously like to thank all my guys that here at KHI still working their butts off to make these cars go fast, and I'm right there with them trying to help them as much as I can. So all my KHI guys, Kevin Delana for everything they've done for me. Keelan will continue to keep helping him and trying to get him in the right direction, as obviously he already is, winning races and doing well. So obviously then most importantly, Candace Hornaday, Ron Hornaday, the whole Hornaday family for supporting me through all this, through the ups and downs, like we just talked about, the highs and lows. My mom, my dad, all my sponsors, Rent Source, MMI, 704 Hemp, ACR, everyone that's just a part of this deal. It wouldn't be possible without them, and I just can't thank them enough. And we'll just keep plugging away at it and try to keep having good, solid finishes.
For sure, man. Well, I just want to tell you, I told somebody the other day, they were talking about you, and I said, man, he's going to be a guy that's going to be able to win in anything he gets in, ever. So proud of you.
Thank you.
Glad to be acquainted over here.
Yeah.
So when you get those big rides, don't forget us little guys down here.
No, never. I've always been taught since day one, never forget where you came from, and that's something that's will stick with me forever, because obviously without people like yourself and people that have supported me since day one, I obviously wouldn't be in this situation without them. So it takes a group effort, and we'll always remember that.
Well, dude, we're proud of you, and congratulations. And so next thing up for you, next Cars Tour race
is North Wilkesboro. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yep, that'll be the next one. So.
Good deal, man. Well,
yes, sir.
Well, great job, and congratulations again, and we appreciate you coming on and hanging out with us for a little while, man. Can't wait to have you back.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me, and look forward to do this again.
All right, buddy. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. Mr. Landon Lewis, he's a good dude for sure. Yeah, Derek, he is. He's always, man, I'll see him at the track, and like I said, he's over there a lot of times working his tail off on Keelan's car, on Keelan Harvick's car. And because Keelan's been coming down and racing at Florence a good bit. And so he comes down with him, and he busts tail all day. And it's cool to see him do it and know what he's doing at a young age. Like he said, 19 years old. And he knows he knows his way around these race cars. And it's cool to see. And like I said, he's always been even when he was racing legend cars and we were running against each other, and man, he was fast, always fast. And but always been super approachable and super nice, and family's even nice. Like I said, the last time I met his dad at Dollar General. So it's always cool to see people like that and have them in there in this sport and succeeding at it. So real quick, let's go ahead and get another word from our sponsors.
Chicken Bone Alley is brought to you by SRI Performance. They are your one-stop shop for all things racing. Do you need performance parts? Look no further. They offer a wide range of high-performance parts for various types of racing, including stock car racing, dirt racing, and more. SRI Performance also has the most knowledgeable employees in the industry. If you're looking for that hard-to-find part, they've got it. And if you're wondering how to make it work on your car, they know it. Check them out online at www.sriperformance.com. And when you do, don't forget to use the promo code CBONE10. That's C as in chicken, BONE 10, and get 10% off at checkout. Stock Car Steel and Aluminum is a full-line steel service center stocking thousands of sizes, shapes, grades, and types of metals and plastic. If you need it, they have it. And if not, they work fast to find what you need and get it to you. Stock Car Steel and Aluminum also has the ability to cut orders to your specifications as requested. Their dedicated team not only brings many years of experience to the table, but they are always ready and willing to lend a hand with anything you may need. Stock Car Steel and Aluminum. Your material needs are covered here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time of night that we welcome in Racing Jason with the dirt. What's going on, man?
What's going on with you, man?
Oh, it's another Monday in paradise, you know.
Huh?
You know, as I told somebody today, I said, I'm just living a dream. I said, you know, nightmares are dreams too, but, you know, it's a dream.
One nightmare at a time, right?
That's right. Nah, it could be a whole lot worse.
This is true.
What's
been going on with you, man?
Oh, not a whole lot. Not a whole lot, man. You ever feel like you just are extremely busy and to not really be getting anything done?
That's the story of my life, Dave.
Yeah, that's how I've been here lately. I feel like I've been wild.
Running in circles. Just maybe you're stuck in neutral, just spinning tires. Maybe that's what it is.
Maybe it is. I don't know. I might be just stuck in neutral, just revving it up, not even spinning tires, not even producing smoke. I mean, you know.
Speaking of which, did you get your race car straight? Is it good? Is it good to go now, bro?
Well, I hope. We hadn't went and tested it yet. It should be. We did find problems in the rear end, so I'm glad we found problems. It's nice to actually, you know, when you feel like you got a problem, to find the problem. So we found problems. Then I will say, my buddy just called me, like literally right before we started the podcast, and one of my motors that I had as a backup, we thought there were some issues with it, but we didn't think it was too bad. But he pulled it down a little farther, and some bearings were chewed up in it, chewed up the crank, you know, stuff like that. So,
oh, wow. At least you found what the problem is. That's good. That's a start.
You got a crank sitting around anywhere? It's in your back pocket or anything?
No, I ain't got a crank, brother. I ain't got a crank. I've been cranked, but I ain't never had a crank.
Well, you know. How about you, man? What you been up to?
Not too much, man. You know me, bro. Watching racing and tweeting the world about it. So what I do.
Somebody's got to do it.
Take time right now and just say a prayer for Chubb Frank and Boone Briggs and the whole family up there in Bear Lake, Pennsylvania. Mary passed away, Chubb. I met her 3 or 4 times, Dave, and last time I met her, I got this shirt at Fayetteville, and I told Mary, I said, "Hey, Miss Zilla." So, yeah,
that's
that really when you get something like that at 7:30 in the morning. You know, wow, my whole day has been on Chubb and everybody. So, yeah.
For sure. Definitely sending out some prayers for them. So,
Yeah.
lifting them
She
up.
was a staple of Chubb. You know what I mean?
Yes, for sure. For sure. So, that's got to be tough on him, and we are definitely praying for him for sure.
I remember back in the early mid '80s, early '90s, they had a mid '70s Chevrolet Suburban, and one of the big monsters too. The barn doors, and it was the floorboard in that thing would get so hot because there was no insulation. Yeah, she couldn't even put her feet on the floorboard. I'll never forget that story she told. Yeah. But prayers to the Bear Lake, Pennsylvania. You are on my mind.
For sure. Definitely so. So what else been going on in the world of racing, Jason?
Well, I did not go to Cherokee yesterday, and from the text messages and the pictures that was sent to me, I didn't miss much.
Choo choo. That's what I heard. That's what I saw. That's what I heard, or I seen posted on the Twitter, the Twix, the X, the something.
Who was that? Who'd you see that?
I don't know. See, I do look.
Well, look at you. Yeah, man, it was pretty bad. They did a live look in yesterday on YouTube.
Yeah.
So,
but I will have to say, my good buddy, Trent Ivy, had him a good run.
Yeah. Won his heat.
Yes, he did. Finished second, didn't
he? Yes. Well, start second, finish second.
Hey, whatever. I mean, hey, everybody's got the same track to deal with. I know it stinks as far as watching, but they all got to deal with the same thing. So,
man,
congratulations to him. I'm a big Trent Ivy fan.
Okay, he's not the head knocker. He's the head bustle. So every time you see him, you gotta call him the head bustle. You know where it came from.
I call him my hero. That's what I call him.
Oh, really? I call D Suave that all the time. He called me a little while ago. I love Suave, man. Suave is freaking awesome.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I told him I want to be like him when I grow up.
So, from what you heard up at Cherokee, other than just train, any good happenings going on up there?
No, nothing.
Really?
Nothing to really set the world on fire.
Why do you think that up at Cherokee? What do you think is the issue? I mean, obviously it happens quite often. What do you think is the real issue there? Do you think it's the dirt? Do you think it's the track prep? Do you think it's okay?
The last couple, I will say they do have a water truck. Maybe they can't find the keys to it. I don't know. Jump it off. I don't know what you can do. You can push start the water truck, but they do have a water truck, and if you break it out once in a while, you might see some race.
I tell you what we do. We get up a petition for everybody going to the race next time to go buy a bottle of water before race time.
Go ahead.
Just to show them, and then
just
before
pour it
the
on
race,
the track.
Everybody just throw a bottle of water. I mean, open bottle of water out on the track.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Really? Has it come to this? Has it really come to this?
I mean, I think a lot of places have come to that.
Dave, I was thinking about it yesterday too. This ain't no lie. I-20 Speedway. I don't know if you ever been there. Probably before your time. That place was a freaking gym.
Really?
But they had water sprinklers, spigots, excuse me, because you had about this much, about 2 feet of grass on the top of the wall in the racetrack. So they had water sprinklers, and then they had one of those. You remember the old time sprinklers? They went like this, back and forth. They used that on the front stretch.
Well, I'm talking.
So I mean, there are ways to water a track, Dave.
That reminds me, back in the day, and when I say back in the day, this has probably been, might have been 20 years old, 50, somewhere between my late teens to 20-ish. We used to have a little go-kart track here, and when I say go-kart track, it was called Mr. Mark's Fun Park, I think it was called, or something like that. And I mean, they had a little go-kart track here in Florence. And I mean, it wasn't no racing go-kart. This is like, rental at the beach type go-karts.
Okay, I got you. Just go ahead and tear them up.
Yeah, pretty much. But on, it was, kids coming to ride them all the time. But I'm trying to remember what night it was. I think it was like either a Tuesday or Thursday night every week. They had a racing league there. Kind of like to do it some of them K1 speeds now. But this was well before that. But what we would do is they would like spin, I think it was like, I can't remember, they might have spun a bottle or they fixed a twister board or something like that. And it picked 1, 2, 3, or 4. And wherever it landed, that's where they were putting the sprinkler that night. This was on a concrete track. We're on slicks. But it was so much fun. I mean, we had so much fun. It was always me, Rudy Branham, Danny.
Rudy!
Yeah.
Loved him. Love Rudy.
Oh, Danny, Lockamy. We were all racing out there every week. Yeah, it was great. Yeah. And
how about our boy? Was our boy Lance there?
I don't remember if he was ever. He might have come to some of them. It's very possible. There was a lot of people that I'm trying to read something down there. I don't know. I don't remember. There was a lot of people that were in go-kart racing that came to them every once in a while. And it was a lot of fun. We had a ton of fun out there.
So, all right. So I remember the All-Star Race NASCAR back in the 90s. Okay, they spun the wheel. So is somebody going to do a Cherokee, spin the wheel and see where the water goes?
Yeah, that might be what we have to do. To water or not to water?
Oh, no, it's definitely water. Just where, okay? Just where. There's no if we do it or not. No. It's when we do it, where we do it, okay?
It'll probably land on the pits every time.
It got so bad. I just knew it wasn't even worth going yesterday. I just knew it. And that's me not going to a dirt track, bro. That's me not going to a dirt track. I knew we'd be bad.
He said it was going to be asphalt out there. He wasn't going.
Who said that?
You.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The last, I know 2 races. I'm going back in that last year. So the last 3 races that I've been to, you don't see a water truck after the first car hits the track. And that's just, I don't know. And I don't know if they don't have the help. I don't know if they they just don't want to put the effort in. I don't know. Cherokee Speedway, something's got to be done here, bro.
It might have a water shortage.
I hate to see a doggone good track like close to my house. And Cherokee used to be a gym. Used to be a gym. I just hate to see it, man.
It still has potential to be. I've seen some good racing there. I mean, we've all seen some good racing there. I've been there, and I mean, I know it can happen because I was there one time that it rained while we were there. Track was good and heavy. It put on some good racing. They were racing from.
Was that the Lucas Oil race?
I believe it was.
We didn't get out at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning?
It might have been. We left early, but it was some good racing. I remember turning around watching it. It was some good racing. So
I don't know, Dave. Something's got to be done, bro. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't get it. I don't know why they're okay with it. That's what I don't get. You would think they would turn around and say, hey, we need to do something about this. So, I don't know. When
Trent Ivy wins his heat race and kind of blasts the track, bro, that'll tell you something. Hello? It ain't rocket science here, Dave.
I know. They know their stuff around there, and those guys. I mean, that's the thing is the drivers know, and just nobody listen. I mean, I'm all for going out there and right before the race, let's turn this track over and soak it down. It don't hurt my feelings.
Dave, I don't mind having a hostage situation. I'll stay. If you have 5 classes on the bill, okay, that's fine. That's kind of too much, but I don't mind waiting for track prep. I don't mind track prep at all. If it gives me a better race, I'm all for it. I'll be there. I ain't going nowhere. I'm at a racetrack. Where am I going? You know, if track prep gives me just like TST, you know, week before last or last week.
Yep.
You know, we all stood around and had a track prep after the dog heat races and stuff, which I'm fine with that. As long as it gives me a better racetrack, I'm fine with that. Okay, yeah, last 30 laps at Robert up. Well, I will say this TST, the Alabama 100, shorten that to 60, like Cherokee did at Blue Gray. That'd be better. That'd be a better show. Shorten TST to 60. But I don't mind staying up late for track prep because I know I get a better racetrack.
That's right. That's right.
If I got 5 or 6 divisions and 3 of them are late models, nah, bro, I'm good. I don't need all that, bro.
No,
I don't need all that.
Nah. I don't think when you got a big race on it like that, we don't need that many late models. Let's throw the little 4-cylinder guys out there, throw some street stocks, then let's go late model racing.
Give me 4.
Yeah.
4's good.
That's right. Moving on from that real quick, I got to tell you, first of all, our good buddy Derek McGrew said, "What's up, boys?"
What's up, D?
But then he wanted to tell you, you know, RTJ ripping, he does this, and he says Lucas Series on top. I'm just saying, he might want to debate. He might want to debate.
Well, how about the Pierce RTJ incident we had Saturday night? You want to talk about that?
We'll talk about that in just a minute. But first, we're going. I think he's muted. Unmute yourself over here. I mean, we get to look at you, so you might as well talk a little bit too. Our buddy that hasn't been on here in I don't know how long because he's too good for me now, Mr. Willie Milligan. Yeah. What's up?
How's it going, man?
I'm lovely. How about you?
Oh my God, he done cracked my screen, Dave.
He did what?
He done cracked my screen, Willie. Hey, bro.
Somebody's got to make it pretty when you on here, Jason.
Where are you at? Are you at a hotel again?
Yeah, I work out of state.
Golly.
Where you at?
You constantly working.
Outside of Virginia.
Oh, okay.
You constantly working.
Hey, congratulations Saturday night there, bud.
I appreciate it, man. We needed that.
You did. But look, you got to tell Mason, this work stuff's got to slow down at some point because we usually have our yearly get together. If nothing else, at least at the Cars Racing Show at the first of the year. And I'm looking around there, and finally, when it's time to load up, here comes Willie to load up the car.
Yep.
And he says, I was working. What'd you say?
I said we had to work. We had a lot going on this year, preparing for some new jobs that came up, and it just kind of took a back turn for us to get these jobs going so we can stay busy and pay for all that stuff.
I know. I just like messing with you because I know you do. I miss seeing you. You know, get to see your pretty face.
No, man, we have a blast when we're out there together.
We do. So what you been up to, man? Other than this working stuff, what you been up to? What's we'll get to the race here in a minute, but as far as race cars and all, what's new? What's new for you?
We got a new Longhorn in the stable. We had one last year. This year, switched my Super program over to a Ford instead of Chevrolet this year. Trying that, see how it works. It seems to be pretty good. And just staying busy working on race cars, man. When we ain't working, we at the shop trying to make everything better.
As always. Well, man, so what you thinking about that? You know, Jason, I've been telling you this. Obviously, you can't beat them. You know, join them. Horns up.
Hey, been saying it all year, bro.
So what about that motor switch there? What you think about it?
I liked it. I switched Pro Power this year, and Mr. Bill's been pretty nice to me. And I'm telling you, it's probably one of the smoothest deals I've done. And I like the way the car reacts with the motor. It's smooth transition. It keeps pulling. It's not erratic. I mean, it's one of the best things I think that we've done in a while.
Good deal.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
Willie, Derek McGrew just said they got to get you back in one of their cars this year.
Yeah, I'd like to do that again now. That was fun.
We had a lot of fun doing that night.
Yeah, them 2 nights of racing there, we had plenty of fun.
Yeah. Almost won. About wrecked, then still almost won.
I mean, that's the way it went. I mean, I was enjoying it. I was like, just it reminds me of old times. Just get in it and go. You ain't like you was trying to prove nothing. Just go have fun.
Wow.
Wow.
No pressure. No pressure.
No pressure.
He said, Derek said, we had the best car both nights, just couldn't get it done. But it happens. It bees that way.
Like that.
Oh, yeah, for sure. All right, man. So you had a little drought there at Lakeview Motor Speedway, which is obviously not you live nowhere close to Lakeview Motor Speedway, but for years everybody just thinks it's Willie's home track because he comes and races there all the time for a long time. So but you had a little drought going on, man. What was going on with your winless streak at Lakeview?
Really, I mean, well, the competition is just them guys has picked up the pace, and I mean, all them guys that we race against now, I mean, I'd put them up against anybody in all these big series. I mean, these limited guys, they just as talented as anybody on the series. I mean, so you got to give them credit where it's due. I mean, Christian, Dustin, Michael Batten. I mean, all those guys, Sean Hurl. I mean, they're the elite program around here, and I mean, so you're 1/16 away from being the best man out there. You're 1 Packer away from being dead last. So, I mean, we were just struggling there for a little while. I got off on a shot guy, and we kind of didn't have one for about a year or so. And then we finally got one.
Well, there you go. That's what you need.
And it makes a world of difference when you get somebody that kind of wants to see you succeed and push you, you know what I mean? And gives you what you feel like the best thing that you can get. And my guys ain't give up on me, and my wife ain't give up on me. Nobody's give up on us. And hell, I thought it was me. I thought I was the one that couldn't drive no more. I was like, I'm getting too old. I told my wife after the class race, I said, look, there's a couple things I want to try. If it don't work, I'm quitting. I'm just pulling the plug. I'm quitting. We'll sell everything. Mason can get his stuff back. And I said, but I want to try one thing. And that's when I went and talked to Mike Abner, and he put me a good little shock package together and come with us and test it. And we made some really good gain Friday night at practice. So that and the Longhorn car, I mean, I went back to it, and I mean, it all suits us pretty good right now. Dude,
I'm gonna tell you, I've always thought Mike was good. And this even goes back to when Mike was working with Derek Ramey. They were putting together on that Longhorn, and man, that's when he qualified pole up at Charlotte that week. He was always great on it. So Mike knows his stuff for sure. I mean, obviously, and so I'm glad to see it working for you.
Oh, it is. I mean, it's all got to be a one big effort. It's not just I or them.
That's right.
His package suits me. The car suits me. My team's behind me 100%. So I'm never gonna give up on them. But there for a minute, I was doubting myself a lot.
Jason, I'm gonna tell you a little story real quick. Speaking of, we was at Charlotte one night.
Oh Lord.
Oh boy, here we go.
Knows where this is going. I saw, he's talking about he was ready to quit. I saw Willie get out the car and quit one night, and there were still racing the next day. He quit though, but I come back to the track next morning, and the car they were finishing putting on the nose, and he was ready to race.
Yeah. We destroyed it that night and got in that wreck and tore it all to pieces, and we stayed up until 8 o'clock that morning, non-stop, and put it back together. And y'all were coming in as we was going back to the motel to take a shower so we could come back.
Oh my God! Was that the WSTC?
No, that was they had a Fuel Series race there.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Oh, I remember Fuel. Fuel.
I had a camera in this car that night. I could not even post the footage.
Yeah, there's a lot of people.
I'd had to take the sound out of it.
Yeah.
Put it on mute.
I recommended that.
Oh my God.
I'm like, how was it all the way across the car? And he's got a helmet on. You could hear him plain as day.
Well, I mean, you know how it is. You know how it is when you have. So.
Well, who cusses more, Crystal or Willie?
It's gonna be me.
I think it depends what's happening.
The only time she gets fired up is when she's getting on me because I've already been turned over there in left field somewhere, and she's trying to bring me back to line.
Well, what's Crystal up to?
She got off work. She went home and took care of the dog and cooking supper for her and our oldest son Carson tonight.
There you go. There you go. Well, she's the backbone of that team. I'm telling you.
She sure is, man. She's the duct tape that holds that whole program together.
I promise you, nobody there works any harder.
You got that right.
I won't ever take it away from her. She's the one that keeps this puzzle together. And when we get out of line, she brings us back, and she's like a damn mama. I mean, she tears her ass up, point blank.
She does.
Hey, I'm gonna call her stepmom when I see y'all again. I'm gonna call her stepmom. Hey,
yeah,
stepmom.
There you go. Yeah. Give Jason.
Yeah. Hey, Willie, I gotta ask you a question now. Can you switch to Pro Power? Now, how difficult would it be to get your motor all the way to Wisconsin to get it refreshed and get it back? I always wondered about that. You know, like guys, Jay Dickens in Mississippi. How difficult is it to get the engine back on time?
It's not bad. Bill's actually got a good turnaround time on it because he's got a lot of the parts already in house on shelves. 90% of them. Mm-hmm. He's actually, if something happens, let's hope it don't. If we turn it just to take a regular refreshing, he said it turned around in about 2 weeks.
Okay, all right, cool. I always wondered about that.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
So, what made you switch this Pro Power? Just curious about that.
Well, I wanted to try a Ford. I mean, I still got my Vic Hill 440s and stuff, ROXs. But I wanted to try something different, something not radical, something kind of a little bit smoother. And I kept hearing about the Ford. So I took a gamble at it, and I said, well, let's go for it. And plus, my boss man's a real big Ford man.
Yes, he is.
So
I didn't know that.
Tried to make him please him too.
Did not know that. Okay.
Yes, he is. All right, man. Well, let's go into the race this past Saturday night over at Lakeview Motor Speedway. It was broadcasted on Ultra Broadcasting. Just throwing that out here. I'm not affiliated with them, but they're good friends of mine, so I like to throw that out there for them. And they have done a great job. I'm telling you watch the broadcast from Lakeview now, and it is it's jam up for sure. So tell us a little bit about it, man. Tell us how the night started and walk us through it.
Well, like I said, we practiced that Friday night, and we had a game plan. We came in. I mean, we already had a mindset of what we were going to do Saturday morning. So when we all got up, we got the car out, we cleaned it up, and me and Mike and Paul, which is my crew chief, we all got together, and Abner kind of told us, well, I think we need to go with this. And we didn't vary off what we decided we were going to do all night. We were doing a step-by-step thing, and I'm telling you, the car was flawless. I mean, it's one of the best cars I've drove in the last 2 years. I can tell you that.
Good deal.
Yeah, that was a whooping.
That was a whooping.
I was watching it on a race monitor Saturday night. That was a beat down there, Chill Will.
Well, I mean, I've had mine beat down like that for the last couple of years. So I mean, it's time for the tires to roll. But I mean, I'm not going to be cocky or nothing. But I mean, I felt like we were due, and I feel like we can make a run at this thing now. We can make a good long stretch. We're gonna try to keep this Team Wild Child out there and keep them up front. I mean, I wish the best to all the competitors, but we're looking forward to coming there and kicking their ass every week now.
Yeah, there you go, baby. That's what it's all about, man.
Good deal. And that's what it always seems like it takes is get that one under you and get the monkey off your back, and you got something to work with now.
Yeah, I mean, really, we do. I mean, Mason and Lauren, which is my car owners, which they're like, they are my family. He's like my stepdad, and so make a long story short, they give us everything we need to work with. Me and my wife and my crew tributes to it. We put all the hard work and hours in it, and now with Mike, I feel like we've got the motors, the cars, the shock man, and the team and the coroners. So, and my sponsors, I mean, they're great. They never give up on me neither. So I feel like we got the package now. We just got to keep the pieces in line.
Good deal, man. Well, give us a little bit of a rundown of some of the sponsors you got on the car this year.
Well, I got M&W, which is Mr. Sherwood. I mean, I can't thank him enough. He's
The Big Show.
Yes, sir. He's helped me tremendously through the years that he's helped me, and I owe him a lot of gratitude and thanks. You got East Coast Towing, which is Brian Sutherland, which is I growed up with him. He's like my brother. I can't thank him enough for what he does for us. I mean, he comes in, when we need something, he tries to contribute to it, and I mean, I just thank the world of him. Of course, Mason and Lauren, they own everything. They tribute to the big piece of the puzzle. They give us what we need and tell us to go get it. I got to thank Core Enterprise, Alan Core. He helps us when I need him. He'll drop what he's doing to come help us. Woody's Plumbing. Woody's a good friend of mine. He's been there for a while, and so he's been with me through Pure Stocks right on to now. So
Wow.
I got to say thank you to him. So, and then I got Hustler Mobile Home Mover. Can't thank them enough for what they do for us and help us. Ben Gable is a big supporter of mine. We're buddies off the track, but I got to say thank you to him for what he does for me. Keith Williams Motorsports, he helps keeps the car up during the week. It's at his shop. We keep it there. BGE, Belgroves, he does, he helps us through the year. Victory Lane, the voice of Victory Lane, Kip Thomas, he helps us. I think he's like a little marketing manager for me is what he says.
There you go.
But and I got to thank WG Landscaping. I mean, Lot Clearing and Landscaping, which is Wayne Gray. I mean, he's always been there with me and had my back. And I also got a new one this year, Newport Lighting Design.
No.
I got to thank them for what they did. They came on board this year. They actually come on after the show. We didn't get to quite put them on right there with Jimmy, but the new cars got it on there big. I just want to say thank to them for what they do for us.
Good deal, brother. Good deal. Well,
and about Brian. I can't forget Brian Key. He's my buddy.
Yeah. Good deal, man. So, I know you're. Jason said he wants to ask something.
Hey, Willie, how long you and Mason been teamed up together?
Since 2016, I think.
16.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I thought it was longer than that. Okay, 16.
No, 2015 we started racing and working together, but it all really kicked off hard in 16. So I mean, he don't deny me of what I need. Sometimes we'll think about it, and he'll has to run through his head a little bit, but then he prevails. Him and Miss Lauren, they've never said no. So we try to get what we need to get, and they try to keep the best underneath us.
No, for sure. He gonna be doing any racing this year?
Mason's had a couple of shoulder surgeries, and he's trying to get over those. He just had one recently, probably about a month ago. So both his shoulders, he's trying to get them took care of, and that way he's ready to get back in. I took his car for a spare car this week, and I told him about it. He said, I got to hurry and get back to the doctor. He said, I got to get to race. And he said, I need to race.
Hey, I feel him there. I done had one myself, and that's a tough thing to come back from. It'll get there.
Yeah.
All
Taking
right,
the boss man's car. No, I got to get back in the seat, man. Oh, no, damn this. Hell no.
I think you need to come down and, Jason fights me on this all the time, but I think you need to come down one weekend and drive my car on the asphalt.
I told you a while back I'd love to.
And I told you to come on.
And you won't let me.
I will let you, I promise. Look, let me tell you how my year has gone, though, because you probably haven't listened and heard. I have gone through 3 motors and 1 rear end, and I've only started 1 race, okay?
One.
I ain't going around you. I'm trying to get rid of my bad luck. Damn, it took me 2 years to get rid of what I got.
Yeah, I need to come rub on you some to get some of your good luck now.
Don't take none of mine. That's all I got.
and then I got a call right before the show, literally right before the show. I said I had a motor with a crank wiped out in it, so it's shot. So I was like, lovely.
That's tough to swallow right there.
So, it is what it is. But
But you got to look at it like this: you wouldn't do nothing else. I mean,
no, we ain't gonna stop.
That's right. That's right.
So, it is what it is. Well, good deal, man. So, what you got coming up next? Other
we
than
got
working.
Well, besides working, we got the class race coming up. We're taking this weekend off. We're going to do a little maintenance to our truck and trailer, and we're going to get our supercar prepared over the weekend. Me and Paul and Keith and Crystal is going to take the weekend and go through the whole car and get it ready for county line for the class race.
Good deal. Good deal.
Good luck to that. Good luck, Chill Will.
Hey, I need it, Jason. I appreciate that.
No problem, my brother. Are y'all gonna change the wrap like y'all always do about this time of year? Y'all already wrapped the car like 3 different times already. So I mean, y'all gonna keep the same wrap?
He's done pretty good this year.
Yeah.
I ain't got the 2 this year. I still got the green one and this gray one that I got.
You still got the green one?
Yeah, that's the one I won with Saturday night.
Yeah.
God. That thing is. Mwah, mwah.
What are you talking
I'll
about?
tell you what I'm gonna do, Jason. When I get through with it, I'm gonna send you the door. Okay. I'm gonna send you the door.
Great. Hell yes. I want a T-shirt with that car.
Well, we got T-shirts, but I didn't have none with the car made on it yet because I didn't know exactly what I wanted for graphic. So
really, I would never thought that.
You never thought that, did you?
No, I would never thought that.
Well, I think I'm going back. We're gonna black it back out because
I like that. That was my favorite.
We're going back to, and that's what we're gonna keep.
And Jason,
that with a little bit of trim of gold.
And Jason, I don't know what you're talking about. I've seen a wrap get put on his car, and he never ran it.
That's true. Yeah, we ain't gonna say much, but yeah, we did.
Hey, Dave. Over or under 6 wraps for Willie this year?
Nah, I'm gonna go under this year. He's more focused on how it's running other than how it's looking.
Yeah, we got one more wrap we're gonna do, and that's gonna be that blacked out one. That's probably what we'll stick with all year. And that's probably what we'll get our shirts and stuff made off from.
Okay.
We're trying to come up with a little bit of design for it, like where you can still see the number, but it's gonna be like blacked out. Her and Jimmy will have to work their butts off on that because them two work on that together. But I think that's what we're going to do, go with that. And it's going to have a little trim of gold in it so we can keep that black and gold like we always.
Yeah.
Jason, I'm not going to get Willie in trouble. So remind me to send you a T-shirt that I've not send a T-shirt, but at least a picture of a T-shirt. Willie already knows what I'm talking about.
Hey, yeah. Did you say T-shirt? Did you say T-shirt?
But I'm not getting Willie in trouble, so we're not going to talk about it on here.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
He got quiet for some reason. I don't know why.
I think he's in shell shock.
No, I ain't.
Nah, he's good.
My mouth. I just need to leave that mouth there.
It was great, I thought. But anyway.
Oh, my God.
All right, brother. Well, man, congratulations on picking up a win back over at Lakeview. Finally, it feels like it's been way too long. And man, go get them in that class race, man. That's,
yes, sir.
I want to.
Good luck at 25, Chili. I'll see you the racetrack, Chili Willie.
Well, I appreciate it, Jason. And man,
Sure.
I appreciate y'all having me on here, and thank y'all for being my buddies. And we can always just have fun and talk. I mean, I appreciate that.
Ain't no problem, my brother.
Anytime, man. I done told you, you're welcome on here anytime. You've been too long going without it.
Well, I appreciate it, and maybe we can get back on here again with like a class win or something.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yes, sir.
All right, brother.
Book
Don't work
it.
too hard.
Book
All
it.
right. Yeah, there you go. Well, y'all have a good night and a good evening, buddy, and I thank y'all for everything.
You
Yes,
too,
sir.
man. Appreciate it.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, everybody. Mr. Willie Milliken hanging out
He's
with
awesome,
us.
man. Ain't he awesome, bro?
Always is.
Oh,
Always
love
is.
He is freaking great. The whole crew, the whole team, that is great.
For sure. For sure. So appreciate him coming on tonight. I want to go ahead and thank our good friends over at MPM Marketing here. MPM Marketing, www.marketwithmpm.com. www.dailyfood.com. And if you need to get on top of this marketing game, you got to have a good marketing partner. So there's none better than Tanya over at MPM Marketing. Also, Fresh Chef right there in Race City area, North Carolina. There are multiple locations there. So go over to Fresh Chef, and they got daily food and drink specials, and you can't beat them. Also, Dixie Made. Got my good old Dixie Made hat on tonight. Y'all go check out Dixie Made right here in Florence, South Carolina. They got all the awesome brands that you want to wear from head to toe. Remember, the price that you see on the shelf is the price you pay at the register. So that's always cool. There's no surprises with taxes and fees and all that fun stuff. You're just buying clothes. Just like, give me the price. So, y'all go check them out there for sure. So, anyway. All right, Jason. So that was fun. Willie's always fun. He's
great. He's great.
Yeah. He's a good dude for sure.
Yes, he is. Awesome.
He is. He's always been a good friend of mine, and it's really funny because I've tried to sit here and think how me and Willie actually met, and I don't even remember. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it was just like I was at the track and we were just there. I mean, and then when I met them, it was, they're type people that when you meet them, it's like your family, so, and that's just how it was. So I don't remember.
I remember first time I really talked to Willie, met and talked to Willie. He ran a, I want to say a steel block at Dublin.
Yeah.
And bought one of Ed Gibbons' old cars.
Ooh.
And it had 32 on it. And ever since then, I was like, oh my God, it's one of Ed's old cars. And that's when me and Willie started talking. Gosh, I had to be 07.
Oh, Jeremy
06, 07.
Conaway's chiming in. Willie's his guy. What's up? Jeremy, what's going on, man? Long time no see. When you gonna get back in a car? We need Jeremy Conaway back in a car. That's what we need. That was a lot of fun.
Is that the guy in Illinois?
Yeah.
I met him.
Yeah. Great guy.
Met him in Lancaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How he ends up there, who knows? How'd you end up in Lancaster, Jeremy? You weren't in racing that night.
Yeah, ask him why I think it was an Outlaws race, wasn't it? I think it was an Outlaws race.
Oh, so
great dude. He was awesome.
Oh yeah.
Great talking to him.
For sure.
Yeah.
So anyway, he said soon. Uh-oh. Got some stuff in the works. I like it.
Eyeballs. Twitter.
There we go. So anyway, let me go real quick before we make it too far here. Want to throw out my good friend Skylar Whitfield. Man, he is a busy man this week. Tonight he is at Flip Flop. I had to shorten names because there was so many places he was playing this week. So he's at Flip Flops Bar and Grill tonight there in Myrtle Beach. Tomorrow night, the 6th, Outriggers Bar and Grill in Murrells Inlet.
Love that place.
Yeah, it's good. Let's see. On the 7th, he's at Molly Darcy's Irish Pub in North Myrtle Beach. On the 8th, he's at Chimichanga Llama. That's a mouthful. That is at Surfside Beach. On the 9th, Old Irish Pub in Myrtle Beach. On the 10th, Brews Tavern. That is in Fort Mill, South Carolina. On the 11th, Catfish Johnny's. They're in Murrells Inlet. And on the 12th, Bubba's Love Shack in Murrells Inlet. So y'all go check out our good buddy, Skylar Whitfield, www.skylarwhitfield.live. So y'all go check him out. He's a good guy for sure. And
yeah, he's great. Made it at one time on here. He's awesome.
For sure. And plays some great music too. So y'all go check him out. Mm-hmm. Jeremy, just to let you know, Jeremy Conaway said he's in Georgia and he opened up a bar now. So sweet. Jeremy, send us the details on your place, man. We'll put it out there.
He got Bush Latte. He got Bush Latte bottle.
You got to. And then he writes on here, Chicken Bone Alley is the best podcast on the net. See you, brother. I appreciate it.
Oh, second. That was a joke. That was a joke. Ripping the lip. No, that's a joke.
It's all
this is the best video cast. How about that?
There we go. We'll go with that. I don't try to be the best at anything. We just have fun doing it.
Yeah, very good.
It's just the way I see it, and dude, I'm gonna tell you this, and I've heard people that are like this. It's like they want to be in competition as a podcast, and I'm like, no, I'm not in competition with anybody, because my thing is if you listen to, I'm just gonna say, if you listen to our podcast, okay, that's gonna turn you on to Ripping the Lip on Tuesday nights. You know, if you're listening to, I don't care if you listen to, I'm just trying to think, Action Detrimental by Denny Hamlin. Well, then after that, you want to listen to another racing podcast. So you just search racing podcast, and it brings you to something, maybe us, and maybe you enjoy listening to it. Maybe you don't. I don't know, but I'm not in competition with anybody.
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
What the heck did you come up with Chicken Bone Alley? I've been wanting to ask you that forever, bro.
Have you've never heard of Chicken Bone Alley? I mean, or have you heard? I'm asking, have you actually never heard of the phrase Chicken Bone Alley? Because there's a little competition on this. I'm not in competition with podcasts, but there is a little competition on this. All right. So I'm going to tell you the story. Jeremy Conaway said $3 Bush 16 ounces.
No, Bush Latte Light. Bush Latte. Not Bush Latte.
Let's see. 570 dueling piano bar, Macon, Georgia. Cool, man.
Wow.
Look it up. I love a dueling piano bar. Dude, I'm going to tell you, I just love...
I've never been to a piano bar. Never in my life.
I love people playing. I'm a musician, so, you know, I play myself. So, man, anything dealing with music like that, I love. So,
and I love the piano. It's one of my favorite instruments. That and the guitar.
It's great. That's two of the things that I play.
Oh, you play piano?
Yeah, I can play.
Wow.
I play guitar, bass, banjo, piano, drums.
Wow. Oh, I know you play the guitar, but I didn't know you play the piano.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I play a little bit of all of it. Master of none. Play just enough of a little bit of everything.
Okay.
What was I just saying?
Oh, you gotta get to this name of the show, bro.
No. My wife just even wrote it here. She said, "I even know about Chicken Bone Alley." LOL. She didn't know. All right, let me tell you the two stories. Now they're the same thing technically, but there is some folk I found out at Cherokee, actually, where we were talking about earlier, who want to kind of fight me on this name a little bit. Chicken Bone Alley came, it was made in the, I'm going to say probably 60s or 70s. That's when the name started flowing a little bit. It was at mostly NASCAR tracks. What Chicken Bone Alley was, there's a whole description behind it, and it says that people would go to the racetrack on Sundays, and as it is now, a lot of them would stop and buy food for all their buddies. They didn't tailgate as much then. They just brought the food in the stands. So they would buy a lot of chicken because it was easy to carry in and people eat. Well, okay, two different things happened. One, the first one, and this is kind of pretty much where it is. If you bought the cheap seats, you had to sit on the bottom rows. Well, everybody that was up top eating chicken, what did they do with the bones? Tossed them down. Yeah. So the bottom of the bottom cheap seats started being known as Chicken Bone Alley.
Wow. How about that?
And then I think it was maybe Buddy Baker, I want to say, had won a race. Or somebody, and I can't remember, maybe not, but they were looking for him. and they were like, where's he at? Because he was coming around to the front track, and they were like, and somebody said, oh, he's going through Chicken Bone Alley because people were throwing chicken bones at him. And so we are the cheap seat fans, just enjoying being at the track.
Wow, that's awesome. That is freaking awesome, bro.
But
so you came up with his name though for the show. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, I came up with a name for the show. But what happened was, what is still I get messages about every once in a while. There was apparently a group of guys that were a big group at Cherokee that showed up there at every race and sat, and I can't remember where they sat, turn 2, turn 3, something like that. And they were known as Chicken Bone Alley down there, and they're the original Chicken Bone Alley. They really get uptight about it.
Yes. Wow. Okay. Get butthurt over. Okay. It's not even Pat, bro. You throw it. Oh, never mind. You know what? I'm not even gonna touch that. Okay. The heck with that. Bunch of old timers there. All right.
That's what it is. I mean, it's a bunch of old timers been going for years. They're uptight about it.
Oh my God. Okay.
I mean, great for them. Great.
Blood hurt much.
I mean, it's cool that they got the same name. I'm not trying to take your name from you. Y'all can still be Chicken Bone Alley of Cherokee there. I don't care.
And how many racing Jasons are in the world? Oh my God, you took my name. Oh my God.
Right? Oh my God. I get asked all the time, and it's bad because, there was a David Rogers who raced asphalt super late models for years and years and years and years and years.
Yeah.
And like, you related to him? I'm like, nah, never met the guy. But he was good.
How about Clay Rogers? Are you related to Clay Rogers?
No.
You remember Clay Rogers, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not related to any of them.
Okay.
We always pick around, and my grandma always told us, there's a lot of them that spells with a D. We couldn't afford the D.
Oh my God.
We were the poor Rogers. We couldn't afford the extra letter in our name.
Oh my God. Wow. That's funny. Okay.
Oh, and I wanted you to know, I said this at the very first of the show before you were on here, that have you seen, well, you're not on Facebook and stuff. Are you on Instagram by chance?
No,
you're not on any. You just like X.
I'm X, and I just started to get my TikTok going.
I saw that. Good deal. I'm kind of in and out on TikTok. I'll get it going, and I'm like, this is aggravating.
Yes, it is.
Then I'm back in it, and I'm like, this is aggravating.
It's like I got breaking news. I put on TikTok. No, I can't. Okay, X.
Yeah. See, I still think you would enjoy Facebook. I think the world couldn't handle you on Facebook. You get a whole lot more letters.
You think so?
Well, I mean, you get a whole lot more to type. You got a whole lot more room to type.
Well, how many bands will I get on Facebook, you think?
No, it's not as bad anymore for some reason. I don't know what happened. It kind of, you got to do a lot to get banned on there. I've been
really.
I put it this way: you're on it every week, and we haven't got banned yet, so you're done all right. But what I was gonna tell you is they came out with their new AI. It's called Meta AI.
Mm-hmm.
Thing. It's kind of like Chat GPT ish. And so I go in there and I'm like, hey, tell me about Chicken Bone Alley podcast, just to see what it says. I like to go in there and just to see what I look up all kind of stuff like that, just for fun, I guess. And it tells me, and it gave a pretty good description of it, but it didn't say who the hosts were. And I said, who's the host of Chicken Bone Alley podcast? And it says, there is no, what did it say? There's no recognized host, but Racing Jason is a reoccurring member of the cast. And I'm like, oh, so Jason gets recognized. I don't. So I keep saying my name during this podcast. So my name's David Rogers, just so Meta AI knows that I'm host of Chicken Bone Alley podcast. And typically we have Connor Lee right here. I thought it was funny.
Dave. Dave. I'm not even on Facebook, Dave. But
I guess your name gets said more.
It's your show, Dave. What the hell is that?
I guess your name gets said more on here. I don't know.
Okay, I'm done for the night. Man. Good night. Have a good night. Wow, Dave.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Dave. Oh my God. Wow.
So.
Okay, Dave.
Yeah. Okay. So what's on your notes there?
Oh, Dave. Well, we want to start. Let's start with this past weekend's winners. You want to do that?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Brandon, did you watch any racing over the weekend? By the way, let me ask you that first. Did you watch anything?
I was at Florence Motor Speedway.
Okay.
Connor was racing over there. And,
how do you do?
Well, he was doing great. A little bit about tonight, real quick, while we're at it. We need to throw this in there anyway. They moved up racing because weather was coming, so they moved everything up. I think started about 6:15, and they did Florence Motor Speedway did a great job pushing everything along, trying to get everything moved along. I want to say there was about 5 or 6 classes that night. Willie Granger, I remember he won trucks. I'm trying to remember who all won everything. Bobby Tumbleston won 4-cylinder. Ryan Zima.
Is he at a Sumter?
Do what?
Is he at a Sumter?
He's from down towards Charleston.
Oh, okay, no.
Ryan Zima won Legend Cars. Can't remember on Bandoleros right now. Late model stock. They were in the middle of the race, and it was a 60-lap race, only about 15 laps to go. Casey Kelly is leading. Goes to go in the corner under a lap car and gets wiped out by the lap car. They just turned down on him. I mean, maybe that's not what happened, or from their point of view, but it's what it looked like. Looked like it was 23 car Drake Williamson, not talking jump about him, but it just looked like he just had no clue he was there. So I don't know what happened there. And as soon as the caution came out, his brother Cody Kelly was in second, Matt Cox was in third. So caution comes out, Cody Kelly assumes lead. Matt Cox is in second at that point, and as soon as they come around, the bottom falls out. And when I mean, like, there was no drizzle or nothing. It just went from nothing to pouring down rain instantly. And we were standing there with Connor. Connor was getting in his car, buckling up because they were the last race, and did not get to race. But he had qualified second. Really fast all day long. Qualified second to Ricky Locklear Jr. and looked like he was going to have a good ride that night, and unfortunately didn't get to race it.
Wow, I can't believe y'all held up the rain held off that, but it rained here all day long.
Really? Yeah. Yes. We never got any. It looked horrible. Like, I could look over, just from Florence in your direction, and it was pitch black.
I mean, it poured.
And it waited till, I think it was about 8:30 when it finally started. 8:30, somewhere around there.
Wow. Well, I'm glad y'all got that much in, man. That's good.
Yeah, they did a great job over at Florence Motorsport. I even, put it on Facebook and all that stuff. They were thanking everyone for working with them, but man, you couldn't. They communicated to everybody. They're like, look, we want to get as much racing in as we can tonight. We got to move the show up, and they did. And everybody was, dude. They went out, and normally, they get a couple pace laps or whatever. Nah, they come around one time. They gave them one to go, and they went racing the next lap.
Good for them. That's Marshalltown stuff. Whenever a track does that, I call it that's Marshalltown stuff right there, buddy.
Yep, for sure. So, good night of racing over there at Florence Motor Speedway.
Well, good, man. Good.
So, All right, back to what you had going on. So no, I didn't get to watch much anything. I was out there.
Brandon Overton. I'm gonna tell you something right now, buddy. He's figuring it out. Yeah, I think it's the new Bill because he's been running Penske shocks for a while.
Yep.
I think these Bills things. I think he's finally like T-Mac. They're getting it. They're getting it together, brother.
Yep.
Overton wins Circle City. Not a bad race. Hey, about I don't know, 15 ago. Excuse me, started rumbling up. I give it about a 6. Yeah,
we'll take it.
But Overton wins Circle City, Lucas Oil. Turbo, Rocket versus the world.
He is.
On Friday night.
I think it's just. I don't even think it's Rocket versus the world. I think it's just Turbo versus the world. I mean, I can't even put all of Rocket in there right now.
Well, Shepard does have a win. We can't really.
He does. He's just not consistent right now.
Oh, I agree with you. He almost got laps tonight. Okay, I'll go along with that. Not be consistent. I get it. But I think when Shepard gets rolling too, he's gonna be something to deal with.
Oh, I agree. Once
we'll see this week, buddy. We're gonna see this week.
Oh yeah, once it clicks for them, and once they figure out that thing, just like Willie Milliken was just talking about, there's just something, a piece of that puzzle that's not right there. I mean, you can be fast here and there, but you got to get all them pieces of the puzzle together to be fast consistently.
Dave, we got Illinois Bull Rings coming up this week, man. My! Watch out for B Shepard. I hope B Shepard's in the Rocket one. I really do, bro.
If he's going,
but I doubt it.
I doubt it. He's probably going to be in his own stuff.
This is when it needs to be the Rocket one this week. LaSalle tomorrow night. First time since 2016, bro.
Really?
Huh? Good for LaSalle coming back.
Really?
Which used to be a sanctioned track. Did you know that? It was either Lucas Oil, remember Extreme, or World of Outlaws. I can't remember, but they were on the schedule pretty regular.
Together, anyway.
I'm sorry?
Extreme was a product of World Outlaws anyway.
It was.
Dirt car. So.
It was. You're right. Spoon River, Wednesday. Bruh. Spoon River. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Lucas Oil, Farmer City, and Fairbury. Put on your seatbelt. Because this, let me say this right here, Dave. I'm going to go on a limb right now. Big, thick limb. We got 5 great races coming up this weekend. We're going to have 2 races of the year this week.
Yeah. I could go with that. I go with that. That's always exciting racing there. That's just like on the asphalt side. I was talking to Landon Lewis earlier, who won the Cars Tour race at Ace Speedway. He also won last year at Wake County. Well, what do them 2 tracks have in common? They're pretty small.
Yeah, bull rings. Bull rings.
And he's a good bull ring little driver, and that is some exciting racing.
Didn't those 2 tracks used to be dirt at one time?
Wake County, I know was.
I thought Ace was at one
Ace
time.
Was. It's a good possibility. I mean, where it's at over there towards Elon, that's a good possibility. It was dirt.
Thought it was. Don't quote me on that.
I don't know either.
But Saturday night, man, Nick Hoffman, 30,000. Hello.
How about that?
And bro, he spanked them. He spanked the boys.
Dude,
you put it on him.
I'm gonna tell you, Nick Hoffman is another one. And I've said this since he's been in the late models. I'm like, dude, if he could just get, I don't know, just like we were just talking about, putting them pieces of the puzzle together. It's like, dude, I know Nick's a driver. Nick is a driver. He is a wheelman and a half. I've seen what he's done in a modified. Everybody has, the whole world has, and this dude is he once it clicks for him, and once everything comes together, I feel like he could be a force. I feel like if he was, let's just say if he was in Brandon Overton's ride, I feel like he'd be on top of the game. I really do. I feel like if he could get that factory support behind him, something like that. I'm not saying he's bad in what he's in, but I just saying, I feel like if he could get a big support deal behind him like that, I feel like it could be tough.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine Nick Hoffman and freaking Anthony Burroughs together? Hello.
Oh yeah.
Oh, hello. Oh, it reminds me, because we took the week off last week. Let me ask you this question, Dave.
Yo.
I asked this on Ripping the Lip last week. If we could do a draft, because the NFL draft was the other week, we took the week off. Who would you have a driver and crew chief? Who would you draft? Who would you pick?
We did talk about this a little bit, and I don't know crew chief wise. I'm not. I hate to say it, but I'm not entrenched enough on the dirt side enough. I know some crew chiefs, but I'm just not.
Okay,
But,
I understand. Give me a driver then.
But in saying that,
I tell you what, Dave. Just do this. No crew chief. Give me a driver chassis combo. How about that?
one that's already there, or one that's could come from somewhere else, or anybody.
Just pick one.
Let me tell you something, and he's a buddy of mine, and I'm not saying, and I know last week we talked a little bit about this, and I said Chris Ferguson. I still think Chris Ferguson can get it done. I really do. I think he has potential to get it done if that is what he's focused on at that time. But let me tell you somebody else. And man, I know some of these guys, but there's one guy who is a buddy of mine, and had him on the show before. His dad, his whole family, they're great too. If he got a ride in a super on a regular basis.
Okay, he's a crate driver. Let me take a guess. Okay.
Not really a crate driver, actually.
Not really a crate driver.
He does run some crates, but he's not really a crate driver.
What's he driving? What's he driving now?
He's more of he's doing more limited stuff, kind of steel block or something along those lines. Let's see.
Rogerio.
That's not who I'm thinking, but that could be a dang good one too. He's a good buddy of mine too.
Yeah, I love him to death. Wow. Okay, now you got me, bro. Give me a number then. Give me a number.
What's he got on there? It's normally number 12.
Oh, Devin Morgan.
There you go. There you go. I'm gonna tell you.
Is this train chassis? What we need to do to this train chassis? Does it need more guys in the train chassis to get more?
Yeah. Okay. I think it just needs more time and stuff like that. I think it could be good, but I'm gonna tell you, dude. I've seen Devin at the track jump in somebody's ride. I remember one of the first nights he jumped in. I can't remember the guy's name, in street stock. I mean, just out of nowhere, and goes out there and wins at Charlotte.
Number 17.
Yeah.
Whose car was that?
I can't remember.
See, he's a wheelman. Devin Morgan is a wheelman. He's a great family too, by the way.
Yes,
absolutely. I love him to death.
Yes.
Yeah, Devin Morgan. Yeah.
But I think, and I'm not talking junk about anybody else that he's with now, but I've seen what he did in his own car in that Longhorn, and it was a older car, and I think you put him in a new ride with a good team. I think that dude can wheel it. Agreed.
I think the train chassis just needs more communication, more cars out there.
It needs a few more. I got a buddy of mine over here in Sumter, Fast Richard Burns. He just got him. He's in one now, so they're trying to. I don't know, but I think I think it, like you said, I think it just needs more time, needs more people, needs more feedback. But we all know at the same time, and I still think this. I mean, I'm not downplaying anybody, because yes, there is chassis differences. There's a lot of that stuff. But dude, I'm telling you, shocks and tires are the name of the game.
Shocks could be number one. Shock over tire.
Oh yes, for sure. You get the right shock, spring, and combination under a car, you can about make any of them work if you know what you're doing. Now, those setups have to be different per car, so you have to know what you're doing with that chassis. But if you're good enough with it, I think you can make it all work. I've seen too many. I mean, we've all seen too many of them run up front different chassis. Especially, I don't know what it is. It seems like every time Eldora comes around, it's all of a sudden some crazy chassis running up front there. But it's because it's so fast up there. They're just pinning it down, and so I don't know. But I feel like that you get, like I said, I think the shocks right now, and it's been this way for the past few years, but shocks is the name of the game. It's even the same way on asphalt.
Yeah. Oh, it's the same on asphalt also?
Oh yeah. We we're talking about this right now. The class I run in, Charger, Challenger, whatever track you want to go to and call it whatever they call it. They run a shock claim rule of I think at one track it's like $175 a shock to claim it. Yeah, that's not going to touch our shocks. Dude, fortunately, it's gotten to where everybody knows that everybody's running a whole lot more expensive shock than what their claim rule is, so nobody just kind of messes with them. It's kind of just one of them gentlemen's agreements. You don't mess with mine, I won't mess with yours, type deal. Because we're paying a whole lot more than that for shocks.
Exactly. So then they take that rule, crumble up and throw it in the trash. Oh my God!
Well,
you gonna buy my $500 shock for $170, bro? You lost your mind.
Exactly. But I've said either get rid of that rule.
Yes.
But I've said in our class, because our class is supposed to be, we're supposed to be tamed down from a late model stock.
Yeah.
We're a late model stock, but we're tamed down from. We're a budget late model stock. That's what we are.
Thank you. What's that keyword again you said?
Budget. And so what I say is put us on a spec shock.
Okay. Yeah. I go along. Yeah.
Just pick one shock, and that's what you got to have.
Go with, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that way there's no claiming and junk like that. Just
please tell me Florence don't have the shock claim rule, bro.
They do actually, but on our class, but theirs is a little more. It's still not quite where it needs to be, but it's a little more. I think it's about $250 a shock over there. But like I said, I haven't seen nobody claim a shock. Well, I can tell you the last person shock I seen get claimed, and that was Connors. They were not happy about it. Yeah, a guy kind of come along that hadn't been racing over there long, and he saw that shock claim rule, and he's like, I'm claiming his shocks. Okay.
How much does shocks go in Connor's car? How much are those?
He's running the same class I am, so.
Oh, I thought you ran Legend car. I'm sorry.
Nah, I sold a Legend car.
Oh God, a shock claim rule. That just I'd have heard it all now, bro.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, hit him in the pocket where it hurts, bro. There you go.
That's right.
Oh boy. All right. Dave Joseph Joyner wins Cherokee.
What do you think about Joseph Joyner? What do you think about Joseph? In all honesty, I mean, I've watched him over the past few years, and this dude, I think his stock has went up for sure.
Yeah, in a capital too, bro.
Yeah,
just think in a capital,
dude.
Bro.
I'm gonna tell you, capital to me was coming around. It was coming around, and all of a sudden, Shane Clanton got it, and I thought that was going to do nothing but help Capital. And I still don't think that necessarily hurt Capital, but I think for whatever reason, a lot of the people got off the Capitals when that happened. Oh, why did that happen?
To me, I believe people are going off of Capital before the Clanton takeover. I swear I do. I don't think
maybe.
Look, Dave, if I'm a racer, okay, yeah, Capital's not the most sexiest chassis out there, okay?
I don't care.
But I get help from Clanton, who's been in this doggone game for, 25, 30 years?
Oh, yeah.
Why wouldn't I get a Capital?
I don't know.
I would definitely get a Capital. I bet you Shane answered that doggone phone when it rings. Hey, man, what you need? What's your car doing? Blah, 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 blah.
Oh, I promise you he will.
Yes.
If he's not already at the track.
Yes. Why not go with Capital? I don't see nothing wrong with going with Capital.
I like it.
Could you imagine being Shane Clanton Kevin Rumley or Mark Richards' cell phone, I bet you that thing stays hot.
Dude, I've been over at track with Rumley before, and he just puts it in the trailer and don't even touch it for a while till he's done with whatever he's doing.
What?
Yeah, I mean he can't. I mean it just constantly just ding 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 ding.
Well,
It sounds like a slot machine.
I've seen Mark on the phone. I've seen Mark Richards on the freaking phone at the World Final before the race even started.
Well,
I don't know what the hell he's talking to or what he's talking about now. I ain't never asked that, but yeah, I see him on his phone now.
Kevin Rumley, I mean, every time I've been around him, Kevin Rumley don't even have his phone with him because he's just like, he's focused on what he's doing. Now, after that, he's ready to go grab a Corona and his phone. But
Corona?
Yeah.
Kevin, come on, bro. We got to do better than this now.
Yeah, he's a Corona guy.
Oh, my God. I think I've told you this story. Me and Smoke was walking through Furbury last year. Kevin was walking. No, I'm sorry, Eldora. He was walking through the Love Tunnel onto the pit. I said, "What's up, K-Dub?" He kept on walking. I said, "Man, could you imagine me? Could you imagine we lost that laptop?" Oh,
dude, I'm gonna tell you, he's so smart. In all honesty, probably nobody can figure out how to get into it.
You might need a device to get into it.
Exactly. I love his explanation of the device, though. There's an inherent problem we have, and then they finally, well, what's the inherent problem? He's like, I'll tell you when we figure it out.
Oh my God, that is freaking awesome! And I love how Kevin don't say, he'll like post a picture. Say some JD News was coming out or something, and he would post a picture of him sitting there and have some subliminal message. Yeah. Have you ever noticed that?
Oh, yes.
Oh, that's great, man. He's an awesome follow, man.
He's hilarious, really.
He's funny, man. You don't think Kevin got a sense of humor? Talk to Kevin Rumley. He's a funny guy.
I promise you he does. Well, it was the first time I went to the what is it? That was in Portsmouth. That's Dirt Track World Championship, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. I get that and the World Final mixed up. But anyway, I get the names mixed up all the time. Anyway, when Kyle Larson was driving for him up there, I was able to go up there with SRI, and I hung out with them the whole weekend. And, it was hilarious. That was hilarious.
Oh my God, I bet you that was a blast.
Oh, it was a lot of fun. We had a ton of fun up there, and actually, which is really funny because Jeremy Conaway, that was the first time we ever met him.
You were talking about the pizza.
Yeah, Tilly cooked us pizza at like 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah, you talking about that? Yeah, man, that is wow.
So it was that was a wild weekend for sure. But dude, hanging out with him and listening to those guys and just watching them work was crazy. I was there with my buddy Randy Keene, and was he with SRI at the time? No, he was not with SRI at the time. He was with another brake company. I can't remember. Anyway, we were going around. I was with him, and we were going around painting brake rotors. He had some heat reactive paint that showed you how hot the brake rotors were getting. It would different colors was different temperatures.
Wow.
And we had to paint all the rotors on that car. I remember we did who else would we do? Tyler Bruning's car.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember who all we did. Kyle Strickler. Anyway, there was probably one we did that week.
Love him. Love Kyle.
Oh yeah, I need to get him back on here. We've always had fun with him on here. I need to talk junk to him.
Oh, speaking of Bruning, he finally went to Infinity this week.
Did he go to Infinity? Okay, we were talking about that, and it was like, is he going to one? Is he not?
Yeah, finally went to an Infinity.
I don't feel like. I mean, I don't know. Okay, maybe Infinity just come up. Them guys might just come up, made him a crazy deal, begging them to run their cars or whatever. But I'm like, in my opinion, they did not run on the Longhorn long enough to really know what they were going to do.
Well, Mara's about driven everything out there.
Yeah, but
So,
he'll drive 5 different chassis in the first 5 weeks of a season.
I'm not going there. Okay.
I remember, and I tell you who else was like that at one point in time. That was Jimmy Owens. Jimmy Owens, I remember one time he went to Golden Isle, and by the time he had left, he had got 2 new Longhorns. By the time he left Golden Isle, he was back in a Rocket.
Rocket. Yep, I remember that. That was like 2 years ago or something. Yeah, really recently. Yeah, remember that. Mm-hmm. Sure do. I remember that. Yeah.
I want to say I was there, and he just drives in turn 1, and it's like he never stopped. Just hit on right into the wall.
And that was that the Longhorn he did that in?
I can't remember, but I remember one time I was there and he done that.
Yeah, I can't remember if it was a Longhorn or I think it was a Longhorn, but don't quote me on that.
I don't remember. I just know he was. I just know he went there and won and left in another. Oh, something else. Well, what else you got there, man?
Okay, this week's coming up races this weekend. We got Southern Thunder, Pitt, Alabama Friday, Sonoya Saturday. Ironman is at Atomic. Comp Kansas is at Batesville.
Oh.
Blue Ridge is at Lancaster. Lucas Oil, Fairbury, Farmer City. Come on, what more could you want there?
Not a thing.
Not a thing. Come on, man. Sign me up. Let's go. I will tell you this real quick. Rick Eckert, he set the track record in LaSalle tomorrow. Where they race tomorrow night. Yeah. He set a track record in LaSalle, like 2016. Suave gave me the tidbits. If it's wrong, blame Suave. But Suave told me that, so.
Oh, Eckert.
Yes, yeah, Slick cool. Rick, baby. That's in a doggone horn now, man.
Was it? Or he is. Cool. Go figure.
That's about all I got, Dave.
Well, cool. Well, I want to. I know you definitely didn't watch it, but let's talk a little bit about some NASCAR real quick since you're here.
I did watch it.
You watched it
yesterday.
You watched it?
I watched it. Yes, I did. Actually, yes, I did.
Did you make it the whole race? I mean, did you sleep for most of it, or would you?
One nap, first stage.
Okay. Well, that was the best time to take a nap. Not as much happened first stage. A lot of people are saying the race was fairly good. And the reason they're saying it was fairly good was because there was people spinning out, there was some wrecks, and there was some passing because of said things happening. I got a different take. I'm like, why do you have the cars so low that they bottom out going over a little bump in turn 3 that they're wrecking every car and they can't drive them? Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, but I want to see 3 wide racing, and they can't do it. They physically cannot do it.
Big Dowell, the air.
Yeah. Yeah, it's between the air and, like I said, they literally were bottoming out over a small bump that Xfinity was going over all day. And another thing I got to say, and this really showed in the truck race on Friday night, get rid of the grass, at least right on the edge of the track. I don't care if you put some kind of curb, something like that. It destroyed quite a few trucks on Friday night because of rain, and they hit the grass. Front ends folded under one. I mean, it ripped a hole. They got in a wreck. My buddy Caden Honeycutt ended up, I mean, all tore up because I texted him just to see if he was all right because of how hard he hit.
I did not see that, Dave.
Yeah, it was tough. Dude hit the grass and it just shot the truck in the air and kind of landed on Caden, and they just straight into the wall wide open.
Did not see this. Was Caden good?
Yeah, he was good. He told me he was good. So it was tough.
That's my buddy too now.
Yeah, and I mean, there was one truck, it ripped the whole right front off because he hit the wall so hard after hitting the grass. It's like, get rid of the grass. Do exactly what they did at Charlotte. Get the guys to come in and put the turf stuff down. that has saved so many cars. Now, I get, you don't want to wreck, don't drive in the grass. I get it. But man, I hate to see somebody spin out. Just a lazy little spin, run through the grass, and the car's destroyed because of the grass. Yes, sir.
Didn't Talladega after the Mark Martin wreck in the 90s or early 2000s, didn't they take the grass up because he went forever and ever and ever and took that doggone fence down?
They took a lot of
the grass out, and that's why it's all asphalt right now.
That is why that's all asphalt over there.
So why come they can't do that at every track?
They can. They don't want to get rid of it in the what they call it, the baseball field area, the football field area, in those D-shaped tracks. That just because it looks good and they can paint sponsors there. I'm like, asphalt it and paint it green as far as I care. I mean, what's it going to hurt?
Dave, if you do have asphalt there, you can airbrush a sponsor.
That's what I'm saying.
And guess what? You can take it back up after the race. Did you know that?
But dude, what I'm saying, I know it cost a little bit, but Fields Inc. come in and did the infield at Charlotte. And I've been on it. I have walked on it. And that is the coolest stuff. I mean, and cars slide across it and they just keep on going. They actually run across part of it sometimes. And I mean, it's great. It don't hurt the car. There's not grass flying up everywhere, clogging up radiators. I mean, it takes away, it's still got the look, takes away all the bad part of it. So, I mean, put it in the infield. I mean, why? We don't need grass. I don't mind grass, but we don't need grass especially that's going to hold water and mud like it does at Texas. This is not the first time it's happened. I mean, it happened to, who was it, Dale Jr. years ago there. And so I'm just like, get rid of the grass.
Who was it? I want to say Texas also. They went over a gutter. Remember that big old gutter that was in the grassy field and totally destroyed that car.
That was Carl.
Who was that?
Carl Edwards went through there. Who was that? Texas?
Texas.
Was it Texas? Might have been Texas.
I think it was Texas.
Yeah, he hit a drain and just
drain. That's yeah. And destroyed that freaking car.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's where I stand on it. Get rid of all the grass. We don't need grass on racetracks.
See, I know NASCAR, Dave.
Especially we especially don't need grass literally right this far from the racing groove.
I agree with that too, man.
When you're behind somebody, you can't. You don't always judge that right. It's never going to happen.
Yep, I agree. Totally agree.
So anyway. It was a calamity of a race, I guess, as far as wrecks and as far as cup side, wrecks and spinouts and craziness and Denny Hamlin catching on fire and all this stuff. And that was a big old fire. They were like, "Oh, Clint Boyer saying that's oil smoke, that's oil fire," and I'm like, "I don't think that's oil. I didn't see no. It looked more like fuel to me."
That's what I'm thinking. Was gas. I think he busted a fuel out or something.
Well, he said it sputtered a few times the lap before. That sounds like fuel to me. Sound like a fuel line come off of it, and it caught
That's
on
what
fire.
I think it was.
Yeah. I'm trying to think who else. Looked like Kyle Busch was going to have a great day, and he spins out. Josh Berry spun out from the lead.
Is it error? What is
that was literally that bump. They hit that bump and it bottomed out the car and just there was no catching it when it done it. They were around.
The hospital hop.
That's what it did. And
didn't Gossage, when he designed Texas, he put that bump in because they had the Humpty Hump at Charlotte, and he wanted the same doggone effect that Texas. Did he put that in there on purpose?
It may have. I don't know.
I believe he.
It wouldn't surprise me. It's over the tunnel. I mean, that's where it is. It's right over the tunnel. So probably so. But to me, Texas is still just bad. There's not good racing. It's just bad.
If you could take Texas away, where would you go?
Any track.
Any track.
Any track.
Any track.
Man, I'd have to bring it to a little short track. I wouldn't even mind. I tell you what, and we talked about this the other day a little bit. I wouldn't even mind if you dug everything back up and brought the asphalt back up at Mansfield and ran it there.
See, I can't remember. I remember the trucks were at Mansfield, but I can't remember how the racing was. How was the racing?
It was pretty good. I mean, it was very short track.
I can't remember that.
Very short track, like.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I wouldn't mind it. I think, but what stinks is I say that just because I love short track racing, but the short track package in the Cup Series is trash right now.
That's terrible. Oh, the tracks are terrible.
Yeah.
Martinsville ain't Martinsville. Bristol ain't Bristol.
Martinsville is Martinsville. We can take late model stocks and put them there, and they're great. It puts on a great race, just like they do every year. You put the Cup cars on it, and it's horrible. It's horrible. They got two. It comes down to, they talk about horsepower. They talk about this, that, the other. No, I can tell you, as a race car driver, and I can tell you this because I tested it in a legend car even one time. They got too much tire on the ground. The
new car.
Yeah, the new car. They added 2 inches of tire at every corner. So you got 4 inches more contact patch on the ground as you had before. And regardless of what you do to the car, when you got that much contact patch, there's nothing you're going to do that's going to make it a better race car. And the reason I say that, we took had a guy wanted us to test Cobra tires at Dillon Motor Speedway one time. This was just I've been first last year. I can't remember. And we went over there, and the tire was an inch wider. Contact patch was an inch wider.
The Cobra was?
Yep, was an inch wider than the Hoosier. So that was 2 inches per axle, essentially. We dropped down to running the same times as late models were running around there in a legend car. Adding 2 inches of contact patch per end of the car picked it up that much. Second and a half.
Oh, okay, all right. Okay, let's say NASCAR goes back to the old engine package, 850 horsepower, whatever, with that tire they got now, how fast would it be going?
Oh, if at the mile and a half, it's going to be insane. It's going to be fast. And that's why they took a lot of horsepower out of it, because it was going to be, especially let's say Texas. Texas would have been one. I say they're probably going to be averaging close to 200-mile-an-hour laps, because it's a slot car. The car don't slide. It don't do anything. It just goes.
Yep. Ask Michael McDowell.
Yep. He just move a little bit. That's all you got to do.
Ask Kyle Busch, same thing.
Yep. And unless you have a bump in the middle of the track that bottoms out the whole car, that's the only way you're going to spin out.
Does the car need more blade on the back?
No, it needs less.
No.
It needs less. It needs
less blade. Ain't but that much blade on it now.
No. That's what it looks like. There's a plexiglass Lexan above that.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, you can't. When they went to this car, they put a Lexan. You got like that much blade, and then you got 5 or 6 inches of Lexan above it.
Do they check the droop? Oh my God, I had to do it, Dave. I had to, bro. I'm sorry, man. I had to, Dave. Oh, come on.
Well, see, that's the problem. I personally think that is something. I think they need to go to a minimum ride height on those cars, because they look stupid now. They got the front end jacked up in there. They look like these squatted trucks riding around. The front end's jacked up in there, and the back's down as far as it can go. That's exactly what it looks like.
Hey, still a baller back in the day. Remember
Yes.
Daytona?
Yes.
Tell me cheated. Come on, man. You couldn't see that.
No. But
Daryl was
anyway.
trying to downplow them. He was trying to. Well, that's not. The car ain't going sideways, folks. That's just the way to. No, Dave. No, Daryl.
It's
That's
going
rut. That's rut.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Skewed out.
I mean, that was just blatant cheat.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
I can't remember who it was. I think it was after they finally outlawed all that skew stuff. Was it Kurt Busch or somebody? I can't remember. They figured out a way around it. That car looked like it was just sideways down the straightaway too. And it always got me because I'm like, why is it that way? You know, it seemed like it would slow it down, but these are aerodynamic specialists figured out better than I can. Well, dude, and speaking of, we had Landon Lewis on here first. And he even told me, and it's back in his interview, he said, he's like, dude, I never thought aerodynamics would come into play on that small of a track. He's like, but when I got out front, I had a completely different car than I had in the
what?
Yeah. He said, you know, we're only running 90 mile an hour on that track.
Clean air on those cars?
Clean air on a late model stock. He said, when I got up to lap traffic, car changed completely again.
You gotta be kidding me, bro.
Yeah. And then we were talking about it. Qualifying, 10th and a half was from first to last.
A 10th and a half?
That's all.
They're that close together, the whole pack?
That close.
And this was Ace in Wake County.
This was Ace this past week. Yeah.
Ace. God, that is... I would never, ever in my life thought that.
It's crazy.
Never.
So it's just everybody's figuring it out so much. And you can't put the genie back in the bottle. You can't unengineer these things. So, I mean, you got to do something crazy to get cars back to sliding around and figuring out how to do it. I don't know. But anyway. Well, man.
Well, they got to do something to the new car, bro. I'm sorry.
They got to. Joey Logano managed to take home the win after all the craziness. After I feel like I don't know. I feel like he kind of dumped Bubba there.
Oh, I missed that one.
Did you miss that one?
I must have been. Was that first segment? I was in probably now.
That was later.
Oh, was? Yeah. Bubba?
That must.
On the back straight. Yeah, I do remember that now. Yeah. About 3 or 4 other cars got clipped. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. And so, I don't know. But anyway, well, I've got Dillon Motor Speedway coming up this weekend. See if we can make a whole day out of it. You know. Figure this thing out.
Dave. Okay,
Yeah.
my guys, we get 3 laps of hot laps. That's it. You guys go out and practice.
We get a
all
lot.
day long. How do y'all do that?
Oh, well, let me take this back. Okay, I don't mind it so much because in all actuality, we go out there, my class, we may have an open session early in the day, which they just say is an open practice for anybody who wants to go out there and practice. And we may go out there, make, 10, 15 laps. Then, see, our sessions, our control practice sessions are only 2 10-minute sessions. And most time I don't run the whole 10 minutes. Most time we go out there and run 5 to 10 laps and bring it in. So we don't do a lot. Well, I mean, it's more than 3 laps that most of the guys get on dirt. I get that. But we don't do a ton. But I've talked to people about this, like the Cars Tour. They get their entire day, Friday, is nothing but practice. Then they have another practice on Saturday morning and qualify and then race.
How many sets of tires do they go through a weekend? I'd love to know that.
Too many. I heard. I don't know this. I haven't seen the books. I haven't, whatever. But I heard that the average, let's say just the average Joe out there, middle pack, in a Cars Tour race, if he goes out there, runs, buys a few sets of tires, runs all day Friday, runs everything on Saturday, fuel, hotel, everything else, they said it is costing a team in the ballpark of $12,000 a weekend to run one race. And I'm like, y'all need to cut a day of practice out.
You don't see how these guys.
Even if you want to go out there and have a 30-minute session for each class that Friday night, okay, fine. But have a whole day of practice, it's too much.
Dave, how are they making money, bro?
Oh, well, I'm going to make some people mad here because we had some.
The minute about it, man. Hold on.
It'll be all right. I don't care.
How much is to win a Cars Tour race? How about that? Let's do that.
Most time about $10,000.
Okay. Boy, that's still usually 100 laps. Is that right?
Depends. Depends where they're at. 100 to 150 typically.
What now? What?
100 to 150 laps typically.
10,000.
Yeah.
You can go run dirt. You can race 2 nights, 3 nights on dirt and run half as many laps for the same amount of money. So what the hell they running asphalt for, bro?
I've said so, but well, this is the difference. And there's a few cars in dirt that's got it, but there's a whole lot of cars in asphalt that's got some big paying sponsors.
Okay. Yeah.
I've heard. Get this. This tells you how big a paying sponsor they are. I have heard there are some rides in the Cars Tour. We all know, especially Cars Tour on up to Cup Series, is pay to play, most of it. I mean, there's a few teams out there that's got talent in the seats. Most of it's pay to play. I have heard there's a couple teams out there that are charging upwards of around $20,000 a race to drive their car. Just saying, I'm just going to do this little number right here.
So
like this. Look here. It's yeah.
So I'm an iRacer. Hey, Dad, I want. You got your checkbook? I want to go racing this weekend.
100%. Speaking of, I know one of those, and I'm not talking junk about him because he's doing great. Donovan Strauss, we've had him on the show a few times, and he is a good driver. He raced a whole season over at Florence Motor Speedway last year, and I'm trying to remember. Yeah, he got a win. And, I mean, when you're racing at Florence Motor Speedway, you're racing against some of the Cars Tour regulars over there. Mm-hmm. Got a win and is racing full Cars Tour for Hettinger Racing this year, and I think he got 9th the other night. But Hettinger's a Team Chevy deal, and I think he's getting. But yeah, there's some big checks stroked from some big sponsors, and he started on iRacing. He was on iRacing, ran good on iRacing, was racing legend cars the next year. The next year he was in a late model stock.
That is unreal, bro.
Big time.
And I was just being facetious. I didn't really know that stuff was going on, bro.
No, that is how it's happening now.
Wow. Hello.
iRacing is the hotbed for new talent now.
I'll be dog.
At least on the asphalt side.
But still, I mean, you're running half as many laps for the same amount of money, and you got and your tires ain't gonna be as nearly expensive, or not really expensive, but you ain't gonna go through that many tires. Okay,
I've been saying it for years. I've been saying it for years.
This is unreal. I had no idea, bro. I had freaking no idea.
Oh yeah, I need to get Sean Martin back on here again because he broke down for us one night a couple years ago. I'll send you a link to the show. Sean broke down a super late model. Now this was 3 years
Five
ago.
Motorsports, Sean Martin.
Yes. He broke it down for us. What it costs to run every lap in a super late model. And I mean, it was very interesting to hear him do it.
I will tell you this, Dave. This ain't a lie, Dave. I don't care if it's a class race or not. If you're now, this came from a team this year. If you are within, say, Lakeview, if you were a class race for 5 and you live more than 3 hours away, son, you're losing money right now. It costs about $2,500 just to pull a hauler out the lot.
Not wrong.
That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy.
I don't know. Well, man, we have gone a long time tonight.
Have we? What time? It's a 1:09, Dave.
We've gone a long time. It's been a lot of fun.
Yes, it has. All right, Dave, don't forget. Are you gonna watch? You gotta watch the South Spoon River in Lincoln this week, bro. You gotta watch this.
We'll do it, man, for sure. Everybody be.
Are you gonna be home Friday night?
Yeah.
You know, you racing Dillon Friday night, ain't you?
No, we're still on Saturdays.
All right, you gonna watch Farmer City Friday night?
That's a good possibility.
My man. My man. And write it down, Dave. You're gonna have out of these 5 races this week, or you're gonna have 2 races of the year. Write it down. 2 races
of the year. Who's gonna win them? Who's gonna win them? Call it out.
Oh gosh. I'll just give you 2 names. Hoffman gonna repeat, and I'll take us some operator.
That's probably a good guess there. especially
wrong, right?
Especially in that area. That's a good guess.
That's why this is gonna be. Oh, can I ask you one question before we go, Dave?
Yep.
Let's go at 9 o'clock. Let me ask you one, Dave. What part of the country? Talking about dirt side. What part of the country has the toughest locals? Pennsylvania, Mid Ohio Valley, Illinois, down south here. What region has the toughest locals?
Far as if we're talking about toughest, as in hard driving. I would probably have to say the Illinois area. So many bull rings that it gets so physical.
Yeah,
you got
You got Babb, you got Fager, you got McKay Winger. I mean, I can go on and on and on and on and on and on. Spatola, Heckenest.
Yeah.
To me, Illinois has got the toughest locals in the country.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I put probably Pennsylvania second. You think Pennsylvania?
I think so, but I also think they have some of the fastest. Just because some of those tracks up there, they are
Williams Grove, Sealands Grove, Port, yeah. Who says 5 miles are dead, right?
Not them.
Oh, don't forget Bedford. You got another one, Bedford.
Yep. Down south, I think we got probably some of the most technical drivers down here.
I like that. Technical. You're right. Overton, both of them.
Well,
Bales.
But there's so many different it's not just different types of track. Just we got so many different types of dirt. We got so many different types of everything down here.
Everything. I think the clay down here has really helped Overton, Dalton Wilson, and their careers. If you get race on this, Zach Mitchell, if you get race on this stuff down here, bro, you probably get race about anything.
That's right.
Because you can manage your tires.
That's
thing. Yeah.
Big,
Unlike conditions like we had yesterday.
That's right. That's right. Oh, well, cool, man. Well, dude, I appreciate it as always. It has been a lot of fun for sure. And I want to thank Landon Lewis coming and hanging out with us for a while, and also my good friend Willie Milliken. It has been way too long since we had him on, and great to have him back. So those are always fun. Those are always fun guys to hang out with and talk to for a little while. But anyway, dude, also appreciate Racing Jason, as always, coming on here and hanging out with us and filling in as he's done so much this year. When I messaged him the first part of the year, I was like, hey, you want to do a little segment on the show? And little segments turned into a big segment here lately.
It sure has. I'm like, well, you texted me one time, he's like, you want to co-host with me? I said, co-host? What? Oh, my God. Okay.
Hey, I sure appreciate it, man. Couldn't do it.
No, man, I appreciate it, Dave. I appreciate everything you do, my brother.
I appreciate you.
And I love you to death. You know that.
Oh, yeah, you too, brother. I think we're going to have Connor back maybe next weekend. Next week. I think he's done with class as of tonight. Maybe he said hopefully tonight was his last night. So that'll be good to have back in in the seat here, get back to some normal talking and, hearing about his weekend, his perspective on it. It's always fun especially when me and him both race. It's always fun to hear what he had going on.
Y'all go back, go back and forth.
Every once in a while, it has happened. Especially when we were driving legend cars, I don't know what it was. We were always beside each other in legend cars. It was a lot of fun. So, but anyway. All right, dude. I sure appreciate it. And appreciate everybody coming on here and appreciate everybody hanging out with us. And I guess we will talk with y'all next week.
Y'all be good. Thank you, Dave.
Alrighty, everyone. Well, I'm jumping off of here. Sure appreciate all of y'all as always. But it's been a long show here. So anyway, see y'all next week. Have a good one.